All right, guys, you got me. Shed hunting, the more you do it, the better you get. All right, the more you do it, the better you get. Not only that, but in putting out corn to try to keep deer condensed in a certain area, in a certain pocket there, while monitoring them with cameras and whatnot. I put corn out recently to get them to try to stay in that area. Well, this is the big bad. This is the big one that I found yesterday. This is the big one. And I'll show the video right now so you can see how and where I found it. And just when you're on your way out and think that you found all you're going to find, lo and behold, there's something in the creek. And guess what? That dude has got mass sitting in the darn creek, man. Right here where he kneeled down to get him a drink of water. As y'all can see, found this in that water right there. Smells like shit. Smells like shit. But that is a good one right there for me. That's the best one I've ever found. That's the best one I've ever found. Found this dude about an hour before. All right. Check out the video. Well, where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Persistence has paid off, my friends. Look at you. Yep. Squirrels got to him first, but that's okay. Squirrels chewed that tine plumb off. What would y'all say? Would y'all say that was last year's? Most likely. Most likely a last year. Hey. Persistence paid off, mother suckers. I almost came off of this rock. That's a rock hill. I mean, really a rock bluff right there. And I almost came off of it. And I said, no, let me just go ahead and wrap around this side. Man, I'm telling you, bro, it's like gold, bro. I wish that, let me get that stuff off of it. I wish that, I'd have got to it before squirrels did, because I bet you that was a decent tine sticking up right there. You know, just a little 8-point, not much, but still. That dude's bad to the bone, cuz. Bad to the bone, cuz. And I was about to give up on this thing. I was about to give up on it. As soon as you're about to give up on it, dadgummit, y'all making me a liar, because I've said it was a hoax, but no. You look, you walk, and you will find. If the deer are there, you will find. Dadgummit. All right, cool thing. I believe that that's the same deer, just a different year. Quite possibly a year apart. Now, I don't, you can see here, I don't know that those two would be, that looks like the growth of a year to me. I mean, you tell me. You probably know better than I do. You tell me. But I'm going to tell you why shed hunting has made me a believer. And I'm sure everybody already knows this. Whatever, dude. You knew it, you knew it. If you didn't, you didn't. I'm saying it anyway. It made me a believer because I do know hunters that don't shed hunt. But in setting that corn out with that camera, just to try to keep them in a condensed area, I have had multiple pictures in multiple days of a specific deer that I didn't know was in there, and it is now my target buck number one for next year. So that's why it's made a believer out of me. Um, had I not have put the corn out, had I not have tried to get those deer to stay in a more condensed area, not only I think I possibly would have found those anyway, but I would not have pictures of my number one target for next year. And I only went out there and put that corn out to try to get them to drop sheds around it. So it's definitely made a believer out of me. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a similar story. Maybe you have something along those lines with food plots that you put out, which I'll be definitely doing more of this year. I'm myself and a buddy of mine are on board to put a couple of food plots on a 60-acre tract that I get to hunt. I'm going to go down to Alabama and put some plots in down there on some property. But anyway, it's made a believer out of me. I've logged a lot of miles over the past 2 weeks trying to find sheds. And to be honest, I found a few others, but I only found three notable. That little 10 right there, I found it on the other side of a creek where he had jumped. It was a this year shed, without a doubt. And then I found these two guys, right? Found these two dudes. This one was a really cool find right here. It was the one that was in the water. So anyway, it makes me want to go to potential hunting spots just to look for sheds right now. And that's not something that I had done before. Um, and I don't just want to go look for sheds. I want to now. I know it's going to be next year because they're falling off right now. But next year, at season's end, a month or so after season, somewhere around the middle of February or so, I'm going to put more feed out. I'm going to load up some cameras and I'm going to potentially find, the 25 target that I want. Like I said, unless something changes, I have already found my target buck for 2024 in the state of Tennessee. So that's been very beneficial to me. Now, as some of you know, if you watch the videos, you know that I'm transitioning to bow fishing season already. I've been out a few times. We've killed some fish already. We're getting ready for the tournaments that'll be coming up this summer. Something that I love to do. But in the meantime, I can't get the deer out of the back of my head, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate. I can't get them out of the back of my head. And how can I be more efficient at finding specific bucks that I want to hunt like I did this year? I had a specific buck targeted, as I've said in a previous video, but I'll say it again. I had a specific buck targeted. Uh, I had him on a velvet hunt, went in there for one deer, saw the deer that I wanted. He just came down at a funny angle, and I didn't expect him to come from this way. He zeroed in on me from my right at about 35 yards, so I couldn't grab my bow. I had to wait and let him pass. When he passed and I got my bow, he came on around at about 50 in front of me, and there was still too much green on. We had a super humid, hot, rainy weekend for our velvet hunt weekend this past year. And anyway, he was able to mosey on off. Uh, the the farm that I was hunting, the owner's son took the deer late season. And I was tickled to death for him. He had never killed a deer on the farm. You know, I was tickled to get to death for him to know that that deer stayed there. He did get taken, and I was able to move on to something different. I had a great season. You know, I was able to go up to Missouri and take a deer. I took a couple here in Tennessee, and I also went and got a 7x5 elk out at a place, and it was an awesome hunt. To me, it was awesome. I went and did a spot and stalk on it. It was an awesome hunt, something that I'll never forget. But anyway, I'll also put up a couple of pictures of my elk because I was super proud of it. But in the meantime, what are you guys? Leave a comment because, like I said, the more I can learn, the more that you even comment on it, the more people are going to see it. You know, we all want to learn. We all want to get a little bit better. Leave a comment on what it is that you focus on after the season to get ready for your next season. Are you focusing on food plots? Are you putting out corn and looking for sheds to find your next season's top target? Are you going based off of this year's pictures that you had? Maybe he slipped through your fingertips or whatnot. What are you doing that gets you prepared for next season and your number one target? So let me know if you like it. Hit that thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, double click thumbs down, and